Hi, I'm Pamela Davis, and I'm glad to welcome you again to the Reincarnation Chronicle. As you know, I am an investigative transformationalist, exploring life's great questions, and we know that reincarnation is certainly one of those great questions, and in my mind, one of the very most important. But if you've been pondering about reincarnation and what it involves, and it's a huge topic, maybe it's occurred to you to wonder, well, what exactly is it that reincarnates? Is it the soul? Is it our personality? Is it something that is born and created and dies with one lifetime? Well, of course, that wouldn't exactly be reincarnation, but exactly what is it that moves through one life after another? There are a lot of arguments and debates about this, and those involve discussions upon the nature of the soul, or the soul is the soul. Are the soul and the self the same thing? And you get into theology and psychology and all of that, and we will as we move from one time to the next. We're going to cover so many things, and we're going to cover a lot of case histories and things that you're going to find so interesting. But what I'd like to share with you now is a very, very ancient story about our most profound and ancient origin. This story is so ancient, it comes from the very heart, the very depth of the mystery schools. And I don't have a source that I could give you for it because the way that it was given to me, I wasn't able to check the source. It was given to me in a very special and confidential way. But this is a story that goes back billions of years. It goes back before the very existence of our planet, when our galaxy was immersed in the throes of terrible conflicts, interplanetary, interstellar conflicts that were endangering whole star systems, and there was mass extinction and massacres and so forth. It was really terrible. If you are a fan of science fiction, a lot of this has been depicted. Even Star Wars and the Star Trek series cover this kind of conflict that was actually very real. And I think the creators of these movies and shows actually were tapping into some impossibly ancient memory to be able to bring forth these stories, which really do show us what was going on. But it got to a point where galactic slaughter and the end of life was a real possibility. So somehow there rose within the mind of the divine the intention to bring in a solution. And so what happened was the decision to create a very, very special planet on which could be united all of the varying factions, all of the warring factions within the garment of one very special species. Some creation that would unite within itself every part of the conflicted groups that were at an impasse. So the creation process for the planet began. It was very slow, obviously. The creation of a planet takes billions of years, but within the mind of the divine, time does not exist and is not relevant. So slowly the Earth, the planet which is our Earth now, began to take form. And as we know through our studies in geography, geology, biology, all of that, the forms of life gradually evolved through coming out of the water, plant kingdoms, mineral kingdoms first, then plant, then eventually the animal kingdom. And what was happening was the gradual formation of consciousness that was coming up through the various conscious elements that were moving from these different kingdoms, from the mineral kingdom up through the plant kingdom, from the plant into the animal kingdom, all becoming with each progressive leap into the next kingdom, becoming more specialized and more refined, until we came to then the development of the dinosaurs, which were kind of a dry run for the more the smaller, more specialized animals that we're more familiar with today. But still, the highest form of life, man, had not made an appearance. And the question was, what will be the vehicle chosen to carry the divine consciousness of man, the consciousness that can unite all of these warring factions and move forward throughout eons, the eons that it would surely take to resolve all of these conflicts. So research is indicating now that it was most probably the Yeti that was chosen, that existed at this time, that had evolved as one of the animal forms that was most appropriate then to be worked with in the new creation of what would become human. And so there was alien intervention, but it was divinely guided alien intervention, you might say. So what happened? What we needed was, what was needed in the divine mind was a vehicle that would carry forward this consciousness through all the different stages of evolution and all of the creations and destructions of the earth that would transpire before the final reconciliation could take place. And this is depicted somewhat in our biblical story of the flood that destroyed the earth. But there were many creations and destructions of the planet. That was not the only one. But what was it that happened first? What was it that created the civilizations that rose and fell and rose and fell? Well, who was first man and first woman? The guiding principle, one of the salient qualities of consciousness within the cosmos and throughout the entire created cosmic order is masculine and feminine. This prevails throughout all manifest matter, divine consciousness of male and female. The Native Americans refer to this as first man and first woman. So it was first man and first woman who were actually the guiding and guardian spirits over the formation of the planet Earth, and watched and were very attentive to the formation of the life forms that would be, or the one that would eventually be appropriate as the receptacle of the infinite mind that was needed to realize this whole project. So what was it that was going to, where was the infinite mind going to come from? Where was the immortal grain of the soul of each human being going to come from? As it so happened, there was a genus or a category, a tribe of angels who had never before been in human form, who collectively volunteered to be the vehicles for this amazing journey, this amazing embodiment. But what it involved was an incredible sacrifice on their part, because what they had to do in order to make this possible was to agree to immerse themselves in the matter of earth, and undergo utter and complete forgetfulness of their own nature, of what they were, who they were, and their divine heritage. Be completely immersed in the heaviness of matter as the eternal part of the souls that they were going to animate and carry forward through eons and eons of time. So this is what happened. They came in under the guidance of first man and first woman, were embodied, and this is the story, these are the creation stories that we have all over the world, the different stories with man and woman, Adam and Eve,